Welcome in the year 2015. In Europe, a lot of things have happened in recent years. EU member states have agreed on institutional reform. World leaders have agreed to cut their greenhouse gas emissions to sustainable levels. And renewable energy has made massive developments. Biodiversity loss has started to give signs of decline, and Europe has become a greener and safer place to live. Fields of wheat cover wide areas of EU farmland. Little by little, they've substituted most of the other crops. Because of global warming, temperature has risen somewhat, enough to significantly affect growing conditions for traditional crops. 5 years ago, a new genetically modified wheat crop was authorized. Its name? BLA 960. It needs less water. It has a reduced growing season, and it's better resistant to insects. No wonder the EU wheat yields doubled from the 2005 average. Nowadays, 70% of wheat grown in Europe is genetically modified BLA 960. It's also used as animal feed. Meat from livestock fed with traditional crops is around 5 times more expensive than standard meat. On the contrary, average prices of meat fed with the new crop have dropped, allowing populations of the developing countries to significantly improve their daily diet. Moreover, the wider availability of the BLA 960 fed meat has been found to significantly increase resistance to Nile fever, Ebola virus, and beriberi. In addition, mosquitoes sucking the blood of animals fed on BLA 960 can no longer carry the malaria virus. Yes, BLA 960 is undeniably a great success. Nobody could have expected the terrible discovery published one day in the magazine EuroNature. A group of renowned scientists had noticed through Earth observation telemetry very large concentrations of methane around large farms where livestock was the main activity. Further research found that, in fact, BLA 960 had a serious downside. They discovered that pollen from BLA 960 has a strange effect on grass, which is the main non-winter food of bovine livestock. Although the grass retains all its normal nutrients when it's digested in the stomach of cows, it does cause a radical change on the concentration of methane then emitted from the cow, as the grass partially ferments in its gut. Rather than being emitted as methane, CH4, the gas that exists is a kind of supermethane, previously unknown and now called CH4+. Let's hear the views of an expert.
It's an extremely worrying discovery. We already knew that methane is 25 times more potent than CO2 as a greenhouse gas. What we're finding now is that cows are emitting a new form of methane that is 10 times more potent still. That is 250 times more potent than CO2. And it's not just cows eating BLA 960 directly, it's cows eating any grass that's been affected by the BLA 960 pollen, which by now means practically all grass across livestock farms within the EU. We've estimated that a single farm of around 100 cows emits about as much CO2 equivalent as a medium-sized industrial plant does in 1 month. That makes bovine emissions one of the most significant and fastest growing sources of CO2 equivalent in the whole world.
Soon after the publication of the article, EU environmental groups quickly reacted and urged European leaders to take action to curtail the growing bovine emissions. The company producing BLA 960 defends its product and refuses to give any credibility to the study. Farmers, on the other hand, have also reacted with great concern, worried about their livelihoods and incomes. Humanitarian organizations and developing countries fear that an eventual ban of BLA 960 would produce starvation in large sections of the population. Well, somebody has to stop the bovine emissions. Otherwise, the progress made in reducing greenhouse gas emissions so hard to win in the last 10 years risks being reversed. But who and how. Good luck.